brought together over 100 senior experts from world-class advertisers, agencies, media partners, and partner companies to share and learn from each other in this unique atmosphere. So here we are at BAFTA. Like, I feel like a little bit of a celebrity being here. Like, I feel like some paparazzi are going to be waiting for me outside, and unfortunately will be disappointed when I walk out later by myself. So when we created this event and created this opportunity, what we wanted to do is give you a unique experience. So we've created this top-notch program and speakers for you to learn from. We've got together the right level audience for you to interact with, and we expect you to take advantage of the personal and professional connections that you'll make here around the room and in all the breakouts, so take advantage of that. And we have this fantastic venue. You are here because we can all learn from each other, and we appreciate and are hungry for your perspectives and your experiences. So thank you for making the investment of your time with us this afternoon. Now, there's a little bit of a fortunate, unfortunate side of that, right? It's around, you will get out of this event, like any investment, you will get out of this event what you put into it. So I would encourage you to be active, participate, ask questions, talk to people that you're sitting next to. That's the way that you'll get the most out of this event. And I promise you, with that level of investment, we'll be back here a year from now with an alumni group that will be together again, and we'll tackle some of the things that we're thinking about already for next year. So a lot has happened in the last 12 months. The path to purchase is becoming increasingly complicated, increasingly difficult to decode. Mobile is becoming a bigger and bigger part of everything that we do. But it's safe now for us to have all the cell phone conversations and emails that we want to, back to the first point of view, because apparently the NSA is not watching us any longer, and it's up to us to police and spy on each other. So I'm really excited that you're here, and I'm excited to share with you that our company is kind of moving on to our next chapter. So I'd like to share with you that Compete is now part of the Millward Brown family. Clients have been telling us that we need to get digital right. And in my mind, what getting digital right means being best in class in marketing. And being best in class in marketing means being best in class in digital. Being best in class in digital means putting digital in context to the overall marketing mix. So that requires a much more holistic view of consumer brand and media insights together. And by doing that and being part of Millward Brown, we believe that we can achieve that vision more directly. So welcome to Digital Connections 2013 and Decoding the Path to Purchase.
So hello again, and welcome to the third year of Digital Connections. Before we dive into the main agenda, I thought it would be good to just look back very quickly over our shoulders at the last couple of events, a couple of highlights from the last events, and then explain what's moved us to really focus this year on decoding the path to purchase. And those of you who were here last year will remember the theme that we had last year, which was digital disruption, and looking at the disruptive impact of digital in different markets. And then in 2011, we were looking at connecting data, so connecting different disparate data assets for inside client organizations and externally as well to better understand the consumer. And those of you who attended Digital Connections in 2011 may also remember this quote from Charlie Hisco from SAB Miller. It's not about creating a digital strategy. We need a digital strategy for winning in a digitally enabled world. And we really, really like that quote, and we use it all the time in client conversations and discussions, so thank you very much, Charlie. We like it because it really speaks to the consumer and what the consumer's doing. So it doesn't talk about silos that sometimes we come up against in our different businesses. It talks about things in an integrated way because it focuses on what consumers are doing. So we thought that was great. And then last year at Digital Disruption, we also had this wonderful quote from Carrie Bienkowski at eBay. And she was outlining their expectations that 1/3 of sales are likely to occur that Christmas over smartphone, which I think is a phenomenal statistic. And the disruptive impact of the technology that's the underlying technology that Carrie's describing here was referenced by many of the speakers in last year's event, has continued at a pace. And here's some more of those stats. So I'm sure you'll agree that this is pretty breathtaking. So 1.5 billion smartphones and tablets installed globally by mid-2013, and interestingly overtaken laptops and PCs. So it's reached that sort of inflection point that really speaks to the disruption that we were talking about last year. And then 37% growth in the number of global 3G subscribers in the past year. 13% of web traffic is now coming from mobile, maybe even more, since this research was produced a couple of months ago. So today, consumers have more ways of gathering more information across more devices and more mediums than ever before, more ways to buy, more ways to engage with brands, and as importantly, more ways to engage with each other. And we as marketers are starting to really sort of question things like the traditional funnel, traditional ways of thinking about communications. So this is driven in part by a lot of the digitally enabled technology that we talked about, and echoing Charlie's quote from our first event a couple of years ago. So what does this mean for marketers? An even greater requirement to clearly identify your consumers, find out more about them, understand how they interact with each other and those touch points, those mediums that we talked about, and work out when and where to engage them on that path to purchase. And this is, I guess, in some ways nothing new. It's always been the case, but it's becoming increasingly complex, very difficult to understand. And best practice, as we know, doesn't stay best practice for long. So this is constantly evolving. And this is really the main reason why we've decided to focus this year's theme on decoding the path to purchase, because of this disruptive change and the challenges this presents all of us here. So thank you very much for coming here. I'm now going to hand over to our Chief Marketing Officer and your MC for the day, Stephen DeMarco.